Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while. I know it's been like what, probably 3 weeks is the last time we did any kind of video on the channel. But kind of I needed some time off from stuff because of the work search and just being frustrated with not being able to find a job. It's taking its toll on me. But today we're doing something different from what we normally do. We're not talking about Mortal Kombat today. We're not talking about Marvel Rivals or First Ascendant. So today I thought we could talk about the Expedition 33 game, Clair Obscur. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, the amount of hours I've put into this game is unhealthy. I literally, my first playthrough, I just beat the game, and my first playthrough was 100 hours. Like, I got all of the I've got all the pictos, I've beaten all the bosses and everything. Bro, I can't wait for the new game plus, and like, this is the DLC for this game. I actually want to do a whole review of the game. I think I might do that tomorrow, where I just talk about like my experience with the game and just like let you guys know my thoughts on it. But I'll just tell you right now, the game it's amazing. Like, honestly, I recommend that wholeheartedly. It's definitely my game of the year nominee for sure. Like, I think it's gonna blow out every other game. Just the amount of depth they've put into this game is just insane, bro. So today I thought we could do a reaction to somebody who's interviewing the devs. So if you guys don't know, obviously you guys should know by now that how good this game is. Like, holy crap, dude, they really put their foot in this game. Like, I'm honestly like surprised with how well this game was made. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've been starving for a good single player turn-based game, and like, I knew when I saw the trailer for it like a year ago that it was gonna be a banger. I didn't know it was gonna be this good though. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I saw the graphics and I'm like, oh, that's what initially attracted me to the game, but actually the gameplay and the story, you know, we'll say that for tomorrow. But anyways, so this is CohhCarnage. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I give him a sub since I'm gonna be reacting to this. Give it a like ahead of time because I know this is gonna be a banger interview. So this is I think he's interviewing I don't know if it's just one of the devs or some of the devs. Oh, okay, it's one of the devs, sponsored by Kepler Interactive and Sandfall Interactive. So obviously Sandfall Interactive's the developers. So I'm actually interested to see what he's gonna say, if they're gonna talk about any DLC stuff. So we're gonna be checking out this one, and I do plan on making content for Expedition 33, but I wanted to make sure I got all of the pictos first and Luminous, so I can make builds and stuff for the characters. Because like, in the game, there's like, you could get maxed amount of Lumina, but I think I'm not gonna go that high. I think probably like maybe like 500, 600. I want to make builds for different characters. So like, right now a lot of people using Mael, but I think the other characters are good enough to where they can put out if not like as much, similar amounts of damage if you build the characters the right way with the right pictos. Anyways, we're gonna jump to this one real quick. This video is already gonna be like over 30 minutes long because the interview is like 31 minutes. So I hope this gets approved so you guys can see it, and if not, then we'll wait and I might post this on the Patreon. But anyways, guys, let's get into this. You guys know what to do. Leave a like, comment, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and we're gonna check this out.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Hello.
Good morning, sir. Well, it's afternoon for us, but
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, good morning.
It is so great to talk to you guys. So let's go ahead and just start our interview right now, if we could, with some introductions. Who are you guys, and why are we talking?
Well, go ahead.
Okay, so I'm Guillaume Broche, and I'm the CEO and creative director at Sandfall Interactive. And I'm joined today with Nicholas.
Yes, so I'm Nicholas Maxon Frankham. I'm the art director of the game.
Absolutely awesome. So first of all, I just want to thank you guys so much for joining us today. We really appreciate it. This game has been amazing. I have played it now. I just finished Act 1 before we started today, and wow, I'm pretty blown away by this. So before I begin, also, I do just want to say, if we could, let's make this interview something that anyone can watch that's never played the game, so we'll keep all spoilers out of it. There will be some gameplay on the screen, but that will be just kind of like farming and stuff while we hang out, because this is a game where you can do that. But to start,
yeah, sure, no worries.
One thing, I kind of joked about this before the interview, but I'm going to say it seriously now. The last few years for game development have been
Spoilers. It's alright. It's alright. I get it. I kind of want to hear them talk about DLC stuff, bro. So I hope that doesn't mean they won't talk about it at all.
Tumultuous, to say the least. We have seen giant, huge teams and very well-funded projects kind of crash and burn in a lot of ways. Yet here...
Okay, I'm gonna try not to pause it too much, but I have a thought on that. The reason why these big teams fail when it comes to these titles is because you have so many people working on these games, and like you got like some developers, it's like 2,000 people working on one game, which makes no sense to me, because like how are you gonna put any passion, any emphasis on creating something beautiful and something that the fans can enjoy if you have so many different personalities interacting with a piece of a game? Like take Assassin's Creed for example. Like I feel like the old Assassin's Creed were good because I feel like the teams weren't as big. You know, I feel like, and personally, this is my own opinion, that I think the smaller teams like are able to get more out of it because they're able to inject their passion, inject what they think the world should be, like world building, and basically there are so many things that Clair Obscur Expedition 33 does that are so, it's just beautiful, dude. Like for example, there is like, if you go to Serene or any of the maps and you fast travel while you're in the map, the songs that are playing, even when you're fast traveling, goes to a low hum. It doesn't disappear all automatically, because you know how some games it'll just cut off the music immediately while you're fast traveling. This one doesn't do that. And it's such a little tweak, but it's so awesome, bro. Because I feel like it doesn't break the wall for gaming, like what you call it. It doesn't break the immersion level. That's what I mean. It doesn't break the immersion level. It just goes to a low hum. And honestly, like I literally just hang on Serene because I like the music, and that's probably like one of my favorite areas in the game. But I just like, they just do little things. They're able to do little things like that just make the experience of playing the game better. You know what I mean? So that's what I think about why like a smaller team is better for games than a bigger team. Like when you get over to 2,000 or hundreds of developers, like it's too much. It's not enough time for these developers to really put any passion or creativeness in the game. Like, yeah, you can get this game out faster, but who cares about that? Like, I want a banger of a game. I don't mind waiting longer if the game's gonna be a banger. Like versus just getting a game out every 2 years, like a Call of Duty. You know what I mean?
And very well-funded projects kind of crash and burn in a lot of ways. Yet here is your team with 30 people at its core, and you have delivered one of the better gaming experiences this year. And we can already tell this game is going to be some people's game of the year. How did you do it? And can you please write a guide for the world?
I'll take a step further. For me, not even just this year, in the last, especially for SBots, I want to say the last 10 years. Like for turn-based. Like honestly, like Baldur's Gate and this, I don't know which one I like more, honestly. Like I like both games a lot. Like a lot. And I love turn-based games. But for me, I like the experience of this game, I think, a little bit more in terms of combat, just because I can parry and I'm able to do things while the enemy's taking their turn. And I feel like with Baldur's Gate, you don't have that option. You just kind of have to take the hit. But in this game, you have a chance to counter. And bro, the countering feels so good. When you can counter a 30-hit combo and just take out like half their health with a counter attack, bro. It feels so good, bro. It feels so good, dude. It makes you feel like, you know, like it just makes you feel like a king, bro.
We can already tell this game is going to be something
powerful.
How did you do it? And can you please write a guide for the world?
Right.
Well, take it away, Guillaume.
We just put it on Wikipedia. It's quite easy. You just need an absolutely insane team, to be honest.
Oh.
No, I think there is no like super big secret. Like many of you probably already know this, but it started as a solo passion project on my side, and I think it still shows today. Like the creative direction has always been very, very clear. We knew what we wanted to make, and we knew that we are basically making the game that we want to play, and I think it's as simple as that. It's really like the key ingredient. It's like even today, like in the team, we are still playing the game and discovering new builds and trying some speedruns, and like we are having so much fun with it. And I think that when you listen to many developers, they are quite kind of tired after working on their game, and we are not. We just enjoy it so much.
Dude, you can't get tired of this game.
So yeah, I think it's just the secret is making a game that you really want to play, and like just I can't stress enough how wonderfully lucky we've been to have the team that we have today, because we are quite a junior team. like most of our team is actually it's their first game, but everybody is so passionate and so into it that I think it transpires through the screen and
So you're okay. So I don't know that much about the devs. Like I've heard little things from my friends, but so you're saying the majority of the team this is the first game they're making? That's insane. But when you led by like leaders that actually worked with big titles like Assassin's Creed, and like they know about and the game. I think the game they said my friend said the game was inspired by Final Fantasy. I could see how like some fresh blood in the industry is what this gaming needs. I think like so I'm happy, dude. That's awesome, bro. Oh my god, that's so cool, dude. That's so cool. Like they for the first game to be on especially 3, that's gonna be gonna be great for their resume. Like just talking from a business point of view.
passionate and so into it that I think it transpires through the screen and it transpires through everything. Like it's just a pure product of love and passion.
Yeah.
And I think.
Oh, and I want to talk about one more thing. Before we can continue with the video, I have played this game for 100 hours and have not crashed one time in that game. Now I'm gonna be honest with you. Most games that come out, if not all games that come out, you crash all the time when the game first drops. But I've put an unholy amount of hours into this game for the first playthrough, and I have not had a single crash. I haven't had any lags or anything like that. So that alone has made me love this game even more, because like nothing worse than in a high stakes battle and then you just get crashed. You know what I mean? I was just talking about this with my friend yesterday because we were talking about like this we couldn't believe that there hasn't been a single crash since we started playing the game. It's such a cool thing.
What really makes a big difference.
Awesome. So let me write this down. So for other devs, we'll say skill issue. There we go. Okay, great. No, that is talent and passion. I mean, that's honestly, it's interesting because as we see, the best games come out, we keep hearing over and over again. That's the focus. The focus is delivering a great game, not a great bottom line, a great game. And the great bottom line kind of comes with it if you do it right. So that is really great to hear. One of the things that sets this game apart so much is anything you see from it is instantly fingerprinted due to the style, due to the type of world, the characters you've chosen. How did you guys come to this conclusion? Like of all the things to have an RPG of this type about, how did you settle here?
Nicholas?
Okay. In the beginning we went for something a bit more Victorian, but then in the end it was kind of almost redone pretty much all the time. So with the story that's been made by Guillaume, that was more like based in Paris, then I've been exploring way more too. Like Haussmannian buildings, much more Parisian buildings, like that sort of stuff. I'm mixing it also with like Art Deco, made something pretty unique. So that was more of like the path we were going
much a word I'd use for it.
And then afterwards, based on the script and all the next few things, like I was trying to really think outside of the box of like what has already been done and what has not been done yet. So came with like just a lot of research of like different textures, things that I've never seen really in the game, and then making like combining all that together, and then kind of do like it's a lot of die and retry kind of like experimentation,
iteration. Absolutely, yeah, man.
Creative,
that's awesome.
So I think in the end we came up with something truly special.
No question. Talking about inspiration, one thing that I've really enjoyed seeing is almost this kind of retro futuristic style that the Expeditioners have. Is that something you were kind of focused on with that kind of stylization of their equipment and everything?
Yeah, I think there was this special kind of element in the world as well that you can kind of see, like that sort of blue stain that you have like all over Lumière, and you kind of find it a bit everywhere. It's almost like a sort of like glitch you would find all around, that they sort of use that to fuel like their technology and stuff like that. So it just does make it like a Tesla-ish sort of like thing for the world.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Also, to add on to this, like on the narrative side, like we really wanted to find like our own style, and we settled on the Belle Epoque France. But like we kind of imagine what will happen to the Belle Epoque like style if some people were left on an island for like almost 100 years by themselves, and how this style would have evolved, you know. So it's like a mix of Art Deco, but also a bit more futuristic, and how it could have evolved without the influence of the outside world, just like living in isolation. So yeah, that's how we ended up with all these concepts.
Very cool. Kind of a side question, but I was just doing the game. What was the impetus behind like the wardrobe? Like there doesn't seem to be equipment, but there's the fashion is such a great focus. You can really kind of make your characters like. What was the thinking of kind of the move away from more equipment and move towards the more kind of
set forth on this fast-paced adventure filled with danger,
pictos and luminas kind of thing?
Yeah, so I mean, in games, personally, I always hate when in RPGs you have to have the best armor. You have to look really dumb because you don't like the style. So
Right.
you always want
Dude,
to
I
have
hate
it very
that.
separate, like the stats from the fashion. And I think that fashion in RPGs is like the absolute real endgame in any RPGs to look as cool as possible, like even more than the stats. So I mean, and we are French, so we like fashion. But no,
I wasn't gonna say anything, but
Dude, that's a great answer, bro. Because like, if you really think about it, like the best equipment usually is ugly as hell in RPG games. So for them to like take that out, this does more from a gaming experience. To take out the actual armor and switch it out with just like this equipment that you don't see, and you can just go and get because there's a good amount of costumes in the game. Like there's like 10 costumes for each character, and then the hairs. There are 15 types of hairs you could have in the game. Like honestly, the customization in this game is awesome, bro.
I was. That's awesome.
No, but yeah, definitely. Like for us, it's such a fun way, and also it gives a lot of replayability. Like we make a lot of cutscene, like we make everything in house, and I make a lot of cutscene in the game, and it's always such a joy when you just watch the same cutscene over and over again, but just with different styles. So like just when you replay the game and you have like some goofy outfits and like some very serious cutscenes look absolutely dumb. I think it's wonderful, and yeah, it makes the game more replayable. It makes everything more interesting when you can customize.
Oh, completely agree. I was blown away. I thought that I thought the cutscenes were pre-rendered. So the first time I saw my Gustav go into a cutscene in full baguette uniform, I was very impressed. Yeah,
That's another thing that was cool.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's definitely.
There is some cutscenes that are automatically locked into the original costumes, though. I think that's more of ending stuff. But all the other cutscenes, like regular cutscenes throughout the game, like your character will wear the hair and the clothes that they're wearing. Like it's cool, bro. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, it's so cool that they're able to do that because I feel like a lot of games, like when you have costumes, like you don't see them in the cutscenes, but they just these little details that just make the experience even better. Is just what makes this game so damn good.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
Yeah, no, that's definitely a big part of what makes the cutscene so fun. It's just see your whole like clown squad going into a very serious cutscene.
Clown squad, I love it. Reminds me of my first Cyberpunk playthrough. So here's another thing, kind of talking about how you guys came to these conclusions. This is at its heart a foundationally like very deep turn-based RPG. Generally these games, although they are flashy, generally we see like games of like real big art performances, more kind of action RPGs.
Right.
What made you guys want to go this more methodical turn-based route? What did that add to the game in your opinion?
I mean, it wasn't even an addition. Like the project basically started as a solo project, and my goal was to create a turn-based with high fidelity graphics, which is not really done anymore.
Yeah.
Since basically Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, this is like Final Fantasy.
Lost Odyssey is one of my favorite games of all time, and I love turn-based so much, and I don't understand why nobody is doing it. It was kind of like a fine.
Exactly. Turn-based games are so fun, but everybody wants to, like, obviously, I feel like a lot of people like the hack and slash games like God of War and games like games that are like that. Which for me, I don't mind that, but like personally, I like turn-based games. Like they're good. I like making builds and being able to defend against. You know what I mean? Like making builds and like grinding for stuff. Like I always love that aspect of a game. So when a game like this has it, it's just awesome.
I do it myself situation. I mean, I didn't do it myself. We did it with the team, obviously. But yeah, that was pretty much the first goal. And then we built the game on top of that. But I'm also very much a fan of action games like Devil May Cry, Nier, all the PS2 action games. And Sekiro was actually a main inspiration for the parry system. like, and I just wanted to.
I could definitely tell that he's a fan of Devil May Cry, because there's certain moves that seem like that. Like, I think, what is it? Claire's Burning Canvas, I think the name of the move, where she's just like flying all over the place. Same thing with Sael, like the Twilight move, where she's also doing like that, and it feels so good when she's doing that move, and then you hit the buttons. Like, it just looks so cool, bro. I definitely could tell that's inspired by Devil May Cry.
To try and mix and match both, and somehow it worked. I remember the first time we just tried to prototype the defense system, just changed the turn-based on its head completely, and we were like, it's so obvious. And yes, some games like did this in some ways, like Mario RPG, even Yakuza, there's like some like real-time stuff like this, but to push it even further, and it just changed things completely. And like when we first plugged the counter, we were like, okay, this is it. This is a killer feature. This is the whole game. And then the challenge was like to keep this very like real-time aspect without losing the strategic flavor that the turn-based have. So we still like made like a very, very deep like progression system with crazy builds, crazy combos, and you can focus on the defense system, but you can also kind of like if you really build around the fact that you're very bad at parrying, you can build it more defensively, and you can pretty much ignore the defensive system. But yeah, you have to build accordingly. But yeah, it was really like mixing the best of both worlds.
I love it. I noticed the picto that made it so you gain an AP whenever you get hit, and I was like, oh, that was made for me. Excellent. Okay, there's my fallback picto. So that's, you know, it's cool to hear you say that, because I get asked all the time what this game is. And what I tell people is it's a turn-based RPG at heart, but especially if you play on the hardest difficulty, it's also kind of a timing action game. Like, if you don't get that stuff down on the hardest difficulty, a lot of enemies are just going to make a mockery of you. So
exactly, bro. Like, to me, when I think about this game, it kind of reminds me of Dark Souls mixed with something with like a Final Fantasy. That's like the best like way I can explain the game, because like I feel like there's like, especially the bossing just reminds me of Dark Souls, like the way that they move and the way that they have health bars and stuff like that. It's just like the easiest thing I can just come up with. And like, honestly, even at time action, like I will literally fight a character like 5 times just to try and get down their attack the way they attack, just so I'm able to defend against them. There's some bosses that are just so cheap, bro. Like, what's his name? Simon is a bitch to fight, bro. I love the fight. I love the cutscenes for Simon, but oh my god, dude, it was like torture, bro.
I have to say, it makes it's interesting to have like some deep RPG with such an action-based mechanic to be so important. That's not done often, and it's awesome. It feels very good. So for someone like me that loves both those styles of games, I love turn-based, love action stuff. It's an excellent combination, no question.
Yeah, I'm glad you say that, because one of the main like things that we like question that we were asked in development by like publishers and everything before we had like enough funding to make the game was like, some people like turn-based. Oh, you're in a cool area now. Yeah. Some people like turn-based, and some people like action games, and like a lot of people speak as if these two audiences don't overlap at all. When like everybody who plays turn-based that I know also play action games, and vice versa. So like it was never incompatible for me. So I'm glad it somehow worked out.
Yeah, completely. It did for, I'd argue, most of us. By the way, a little shout out about it working out for most of us. Congratulations on 3 million sales in 1 million sales in 3 days. Yeah, that's huge.
I think after a week, or is it 12 days, they sold 12 million copies or something like that. No, it was like 3 million. Or was it? I think it was 2 million. I forget off the top of my head, but it's high. It's high, bro.
I mean, just massive congratulations. I think
thank you so much.
We're all rooting for you in that regard. So tell us a little bit, now that we've kind of talked about the world, we've talked a little bit about the combat mechanics and everything. Tell us a little bit about the characters and kind of how they fit into this incredible world you've designed here. Also, I think you should add more corpses to this area whenever you have a chance in a patch or something.
Yeah, we'll do.
You can add yours if you try to fight the boss. No, like the characters were very much built on the foundation of the world. Like when we came up with the concept of the monoliths and the number going down, then it was about like building characters who are interesting in relation to like their world, like the gommage, the paintrace, the number. Yeah, you'll probably die here.
Yeah.
What are you talking about, man? I'm fine. Oh.
And
No,
yeah,
you'll do great. You'll do great.
See, that's what I need there. Thank you, Nico. That's what I need right now.
Yeah, and then like it's about like building characters that are very, very believable, and it was one of the main focus since the beginning in the writing is to have everything feel very natural and very grounded.
Right.
Like not what you would expect in this type of game, where usually it's a bit like younger heroes, something about growing up. Like here, it's more really like people who have already lived their life in a very tragic world,
Right.
and everybody kind of
Outside of Mayo.
think differently about what is necessary. Like Sophie in the beginning has a very different mindset from Gustav, and that's why they broke up. This is not spoiler; it's like in the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, anything in the first, I'd say half hour is probably okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So then Lune has her own like idea of like she wants to understand. Ciel goes more because that's like the only thing that really makes sense for her at this point of her
Yeah,
life.
she kind of has nothing to lose.
Yeah, get that vibe from her, especially from the introduction. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And Gustav is more like like what I would call a classic hero. Like he just fights for Lumiere and like wants to offer the children of Lumiere a better future, like a future at all, actually. So yeah, it was really a mix of building them in relation to the world, but also like making them really, really believable with very like many nuances that you can see throughout the dialogues. And I think it shows in the scenes where like they get angry and they stop getting angry, but they get angry again. They talk over each other, and like all this kind of like writing and direction is really something that we wanted to have and be like a very strong point of the game, because I believe that in many games it doesn't really.
It doesn't come
work like that
through.
in the game.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, like I love Gustav. Gustav is probably my favorite character in the game, and I beat the game, and I'm so sad. I'm not gonna talk about it in this video in case you guys haven't played that far, bro. But I love Gustav's character. Gustav's character is so relatable. Like he just seems like a normal person who's trying to like go through everything to save his daughter, and like you just feel all his raw emotions. And like that's one thing I feel like they were able to capture in this game. It's the raw emotions of characters going through something like this, and like it doesn't feel fake, if that makes sense. Like I like the way that they did the story, because like there were parts in the story that they're so sad, bro, and like you just feel the emotions. Like even the voice acting and the story together, it's just like, you can just watch the cutscenes and like just be good. It's so good, bro. It's so good. Like I really like the way that they did that, and I'm a big story person, so
In many games it doesn't really.
It doesn't
work
come
like that
through.
in the game.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
In fact, it's
So,
funny that
yeah,
you mentioned that. We've talked about that many times in previous MMOs, where it's just like, show this character, say a line. Show
Right.
that character, say a line. Show that character, and it's completely unnatural. Nobody ever talks like that.
right.
So that's been noticed, especially in the cutscenes in this one. That's big.
Thank you so much. And some like trivias, like a lot of cutscenes actually. When we recorded the mocap, and shout out to our mocap actors because they have been absolutely brilliant. Like a lot of it is actually improv, where like someone just wants to yell and they just talk over the other person, and the other person tries to talk, but like the other is not stopping. Like
Right.
a lot of it came very naturally, and I feel like it would have been like the right quote quote things to do to just stop them and no, you say this line then and you say this line then, and we were just like.
I wonder, and this is just me, because like after I made the fan fiction story for Mortal Kombat, like this is just me particular. I wonder if they probably had where they were right next to each other, the actors, and having them talk at the same time. Well, we'll talk like right after each other. That I think that's what really brings out like a story like this. This is my opinion. I think that's probably what happened. Without seeing any voice actors like such. I'm sure they're gonna release that, because like that's gold mine. Just keep releasing that with a game like this with a story and everything is so good. I feel like releasing that kind of content is just awesome. So that's what I think was how they were able to capture these cutscenes, because they were probably right next to each other. Because I know some studios they'll record voice actors one at a time and then just edit it so it sounds closer together. So it almost sounds a little unnatural, but I think doing it like this will probably be for a more immersive experience. And honestly, like it wouldn't trip anybody up.
Yeah, we ball. It's cool. Let's just keep it, and we will work with that. Just because it sounds very much more like natural.
I was gonna say that's like the ultimate way to cause. That's literally recording a natural conversation. Like that's probably why it sounds so good. Also, turns out walls smashing on your party hurt.
Yeah.
That's a very cool boss, though.
I
don't think he attacked me a single time. Like that was super cool. I want to come back and play with him later when I can focus a bit more. But that was an interesting boss. Yeah.
There are a lot of little things like that in the game.
So here's something else I got to ask you about. Talk about the characters and I don't think I have yet heard a voice in this game that doesn't sound like it's coming from that character.
Right.
How did you guys pick your voices for this game, and how did you deliver outside of the kind of naturalness? How did you get them to kind of get into their characters?
To be honest, like the choice was actually like it was all blind auditions except for Andy Serkis and Charlie Cox.
Yeah,
right.
But
and that's crazy. Okay, I'm gonna put a spoiler right here, so if you guys want to skip this part real quick, you guys can. But Charlie Cox voiced Gustav, and I'll wait. Make sure you guys. Okay, you guys past that part. All right, cool. So I'll wait. I doubt that Charlie Cox's character is just gonna stay dead. Come on, you pay that much money to Charlie Cox for his character to die in the first act, and he doesn't come back. He's gonna come back in the DLC for sure. I don't have any doubts about it. And one thing I wish they would do is have a way for us to unlock Gustav as a permanently playable character throughout the story. I don't even mind if he's not in the cutscenes. I just like Gustav's playstyle, that overkill thing where where you get it to max, he does like these strong lightning attacks. That was like one of my favorite attacks. And like the way they did his character in the game was just awesome. Like in terms of like, even though he is a placeholder character, like he has such a unique skill set that it makes you feel like he's gonna come back. So throughout my whole playthrough, I thought he was gonna come back, and then the end came and he didn't come back. Because like there are games like, what was it called? Enchanted Arms, for example, another good turn-based game where they did something similar like that. They had the blonde guy. The main character thought he was dead, even though we knew the whole time he wasn't. Be this like almost like a flamboyant type character. Then finally, towards the end of the story, he revealed himself to be the character he was before. So it's pretty cool. Like I really liked I really like that kind of concept, and I was hoping that was gonna happen with Gustav, but anyways, I think he's coming back in the DLC. He's too good of a character, and his skills is unlocked. Like honestly, why even make his skill him? There's skills there. Like I know it's there, bro. They just gotta put the DLC in. We're gonna talk about that tomorrow a lot more, but that's just like a quick little thing that I wanted to get off my chest.
Like even Ben Starr and Jennifer English were blind auditions, and we didn't really recognize them before we got them. So it's really like just luck. But really, like even the other actors like Kirsty Ryder, Shala Nix, Rich Kibble, Maxence Cazorla, who voiced like the main party, they have all been so easy to work with. Like in the voice sessions, like they immediately like understood the characters. They were very, very attached to them. Like they read the whole bio like 10 times. They read the whole script before the first session, which is very rare. And like they all had so many questions and they were so invested. And I think it's just like a matter of, it's a small project. And it transpires passion. And props also to Jennifer Sverbergien, our writer and voice producer, who like sends so much material to the voice actor all the time that they were kind of overwhelmed, but it made them so much more passionate about the project that, they were super talented, super easy to direct, super easy to work with, and nice people. And even like today they are friends. And it's kind of like the dev, really. It's just like people are passionate and they want to do their best and they're talented, and somehow everything works.
I mean, I believe as well, like Kepler played a huge part in trying to find also these actors too.
And that's Kepler Interactive, your publisher.
Yeah.
Kepler Interactive, the publisher, and it's thanks to them that we got Charlie Cox and Andy Serkis.
Yeah.
Well, like, we wanted to have like some big names in the voice acting because, it's kind of a cool marketing cost in a way. Like it really helps the game, it helps the art, but also like it makes like people talk about the game. So like they sent us a list of people that we could get, and like they were basically our first choice, and we sent them the script, and they were like, okay, this is great, let's do it. And then it worked pretty easily. But yeah, it's thanks to Kepler that we were able to like just get to them.
Very cool. So tell me, you specifically mentioned everyone but Charlie Cox and Andy Serkis. What about those two kind of? How did that come to be?
I just like kind of explained it, which is like just Kepler sent us a list of.
So that was from them. Okay.
Yeah,
cool. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you told them and then they did that and brought it back. Okay. No. Good deal. Very cool. Yeah, that's great. We've heard great things from Kepler frequently, so that's pretty amazing. Something else that's been kind of amazing is the music.
Oh, man,
now,
music.
I heard something about how you found this guy. Can you tell us this whole story?
And the whole story of the whole team is basically an RPG that makes no sense still to this day, which is just like I send a mail to a random person on the internet, and this person just says, okay, let's work together. And then this person turns out to be the most talented person on the planet. I mean, it's basically the same as with Nicolas.
That's
right
insane.
Here. So for Florian Testard, the composer, like he just like wrote one post on a very obscure like French independent game developer forum where like, he just put a music like once, and I just went to this forum like once and I listened to his track and I was like, hey, this is cool. You want to work together? And he was like, yeah, okay.
And 154 like, tracks later, right?
Exactly. He is absolutely insane.
Dude, 154 tracks for somebody who was not even touted. Like, he's just like one person that put up like an obscure thing on like probably a site like Reddit. Like, that's insane, bro. Because like the music in this game is some of the best music I've heard in gaming. Like, that's crazy, bro. Like when you think about it.
Exactly. Like, he is absolutely insane. Like really, like legit, absolutely insane. And you know, like the fun thing working with Lorient is that sometimes like he just sends a music and he was like, yeah, I spent like 2 hours on it. I think it's not really good. And he sends you like this absolute masterpiece of a song that I've been listening to for 5 years now. And like, I can't even fathom how like talented this guy is. Yeah, I think like the soundtrack. I mean, I didn't work on it at all, so it doesn't sound too arrogant. And I've been listening to it for 5 years straight, and it's an absolute banger. Like I love it so much. So yeah, big props to Florian Testard, our composer. I'm his number 1 fan, really.
That is so cool.
Right.
Side note: somebody just said it in chat
What's the name
as
of the
well,
song?
and just to reiterate it, during the playthrough, somebody, a big Marvel fan or a big comic book fan in my chat was like, you know, Charlie Cox used to be Daredevil to me, but I don't think I can see him outside of Gustav now.
Right.
It's like
it actually works both ways. You actually put the baguette skin on him. You'll have both of them.
There you go. Done and done. So with everything we've kind of talked about here, well, I would love to talk about some other stuff, but I'm sure it's way too early about that. Tell me this: how has it been seeing everything you've done in the last 5 years culminate in what's happened in the last 4 days?
Now, there is one easy word to describe the feeling. It's absolute denial.
I'm still trying to pinch myself to this day. I don't think it's true.
Yeah, no, the last week has been completely surreal. Like completely surreal. Like I always say that the game is going to be like kind of niche, but like the people who are going to love the game are going to really love the game.
Right.
But like to see it just blow up and just pretty much everybody loving it, it feels like absurd.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's just the word.
Yeah, and by the way, shout out to like you for streaming, but like also your chat, everyone. Like,
yeah.
Like everybody is so super positive and supportive. It's really unbelievable.
Yeah, I've been following everybody on Twitch for the past like 4 days now, just constantly, like just security cameras at this point. We just have a ton of Twitch streams open, just seeing like where people are at now. So it's just completely overwhelming at this point.
Yeah, we have a special channel on our Discord where we share like the fan messages that we receive on our mailbox. And like we receive so many incredible messages that just make us cry and like how deeply the game just touched them and resonated with them, like making them go through like tough moments and everything. I mean, this is why we make video games. This is why we make art, and yeah, it's just we've been crying a lot for the last week. To be honest.
I bet,
it's
man.
Quite surreal.
That first 30 minutes. I mean, you know, we another thing we talked about on the channel a lot is games and the hook. You know, like when a game really grabs you and kind of drags you through the whole thing. Without spoiling it, the first 30 minutes of this game, I was not ready.
Nope.
I was not like that was an excellent start. It was very kind of classic and traditional, especially for the game, which felt really good. It really fit, and I feel like you really filled that space very well. So that was a great hook. No question. It's chat saying no one was ready for the intro.
No.
That's right, but I think that's one of the reasons it's so special. No question. So.
On our Discord channel, we have like we're like watching the streams and we're like approaching like certain big scenes and we're like trying to post them as quickly as possible. As they're like, oh, this is happening right now. Especially like with the timing from you with your call and what you just experienced just before. We're like, oh yes, that's gonna be interesting.
Oh, dude, the timing worked out perfectly. I was too a little bit nervous because I definitely do not. A game like this, you can't rush a game like this. You know,
Right.
this is a game you savor. That's the whole point of it. So, you know, when you really want to get somewhere, but you also really want to enjoy the ride, it becomes a little tumultuous. But so actually, you know, it's interesting. So talking about like the ride and what the game provides to the player. With a game like this, especially of this depth and customization, we usually see these hours like be 70, you know,
Yeah.
pure completion like 130. It feels like you guys made a conscious decision to make a more focused, delivered narrative. How did you guys approach that?
Yeah, I think it was like one of the key things in making it successful. It's not to see too big. I mean, we saw far too big anyway, but
Yeah.
not much
And I'm
bigger
still
than
pretty damn big.
but it was really making like the narrative, like putting it at the core of the game, and how do you like deliver as you said, like a game that hooks you and never lets go. And the most efficient way to do that is like to be very focused on the narrative, and like even the levels are not like outrageously big, but still like have a lot to explore.
They're
for
decent
people who,
enough. Yeah.
want to experiment. Like,
I'm gonna be honest. Like, I probably 100 hours into the game. Probably around 100 hours into the game right now, and I still have some stuff to do. Like I'm trying to get I'm getting all the journals and I'm getting all the records. I think that's the two of the last things I gotta do, because like I'm gonna start a new game plus probably today at some point. I'm gonna stream on Twitch. So I'm gonna let you guys know in the comment section, not in the comment section, but in the community notes. So if you guys want to check that out, like we'll probably be live later on tonight. I'm not sure what time yet. I'm gonna post it. I'll post it probably like an hour or two before I'm gonna go live. That way people can get there on time. But yeah, we're gonna be doing New Game Plus tonight. So I can't wait to see like how much stronger and difficult the game's gonna be. Cause I'm gonna be doing on Expert as well.
we have a world map to like encourage exploration and everything.
Mhm.
Like the story itself, it was since the beginning we were like, okay,
You
no
need a
bloat,
mini map.
Yeah,
no like filler
for
stuff.
sure.
We are just going straight for what's interesting, and we don't like do anything else and anything more. But then like also like it was about delivering the narrative in a very concise way, but also like hiding a lot of stuff in the side content for the people who want to know more. But like some people just want to just like see the main story and be done with it. So these people will also enjoy the like 30 hours ride. But if you want to really do everything, it's more than 60 hours. Like from what we see from players, it's between 60 and 100 hours.
Oh wow!
Depending on how good you are.
Oh,
Um,
interesting. Okay, I was being told 60 was the top end, so that's amazing. Okay.
Mm.
That was our estimation, but I think we got a little bit too good at the game.
That's fair. That's fair.
But
Oh,
it's
God.
really like if you want to do everything, and we have a lot of super bosses also. So if you want to find them all,
Right.
and, just kill them all, they are for you.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice, very nice. So, I know that we are on a pretty strict limit with this, and we have about 4 minutes left. There's a few questions from the community that I'd love to get out there. First of all, I feel that there is a request, nay, a demand for SDA plushies. Is that part of the plan?
We were literally talking about it on our Discord channel this morning.
Okay.
Oh, that's hilarious.
It is absolutely necessary for the world. So we
Yeah, thank you. I'm
we
glad
do
you
something.
feel the same way. That's good. Absolutely necessary for the world. You heard it
You
here
need
first.
big
That's great.
plushies.
So another question is, now this is please feel free to just be like, we're not even thinking, we don't care, we don't like, let's not talk about it. That's totally fine. But a lot of people this game came out, they were like, let me dip my toe in. They became completely infatuated. Many people have already beaten the game.
Yep.
And they're like, okay,
DLCs, please.
have you guys talked about anything about what's coming, your future plans, any DLC. And again, if you just want to be like, nope, we just want to
Please.
celebrate right now, that's totally cool.
Right now, we are still like in denial, as I said. So like,
Perfect.
what comes after was very much dependent on how well this game does and what's going to happen after. Yeah. So right now, like even we don't really know for sure. So
Perfect. You know, honestly, with the amount of success you've gotten in the last 4 days, I can completely understand it. Completely understand it. Another thing that I'm seeing over and over is a lot of people in chat would really like to follow you guys a little bit more than just like a Twitter thing. Do you guys have like a Discord, or do you follow a Reddit, or any place that people can go to really kind of connect with the dev team?
So yeah, just so you know, like we are following everything on the Reddit. Like there is an like Expedition 33 Reddit, which is just like r/Expedition 33.
Perfect.
But we're going to work on more like social stuff in the coming days. We are not expecting so many people. So
Right.
Yeah.
we'll have to adapt.
Yeah. Now you have, you know,
I can see
cool 3 to 10 million people that want to connect with you. That's something you just throw together overnight, right? It's
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah. of
oh yeah,
course.
just throw that together. Well, guys, I just want to thank you so much for the time today. It has been an absolute pleasure. You know, I've been streaming on Twitch for 12 years. We've played so many games, and it is revitalizing and a breath of fresh air, especially lately, to see a game come out of this quality, of this caliber, and still be rooted in passion. Thank you
Thank you.
from us.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
we appreciate it, man. Like this is for many of us, this is why we play games, is for games like this. And hopefully this is like the start of a renaissance in game dev as we see the AAAs kind of slow down and companies like you guys start to come up, because frankly, if we keep getting anything even half this quality, we're going to be eating good for a long time. So I can already tell you, we're already looking forward to whatever you do next. And this is just remarkable. So yeah.
No
I mean,
pressure.
thank you so much for all the love and support from everybody. It's just completely insane. We can't thank you enough, really.
Heck yeah, guys. Before we go, any final words from you guys?
It was really a pleasure to be here, and thank you to everybody who's been listening to this. It's still unbelievable that some people are interested in what we have to say, so thank you so much. Thank you for playing the game, Cole. Like, really, we're all following you. On the
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you guys. No, that should be going to you, not to me. You guys have provided the art. I'm just enjoying it. So thank you. So yeah, Nico and the CEO of the company. It's been remarkable. I'm sorry. Of course I looked over to see your name, and thank you, Discord for gamer mode. So I could say thank you, Nico and D, for joining us today. As Kat will tell you, I'm terrible with names. I don't even know my own anymore. I'm just Co. And thank you guys so much for being here. It's been an absolute pleasure. And, you know, maybe down the road we could chat again. I'd love to hear, like, once things settle down a bit, like the next steps and where we're going, because I think I speak for many of us when I say we're going to be following you guys very closely. So just thanks again.
Yeah, I mean, likewise. We can't wait to talk again. That'll be really cool.
Heck yeah. All right, well, have a great day. Thank you again, and please go just party. You guys deserve it.
We will. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Have a great one, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Guys, that was so much fun. Thank you so much to our friends at Kepler Interactive and Sandfall Interactive for not only sponsoring the last 2.5 hours, but also giving us the opportunity to talk to, in my opinion, some of the new rock stars in game dev. I can tell you now, I know that many of us, including me, will be following these guys so closely. It's rare, very rare, that developers have as much passion as you can just tell by every word they say in that interview. They clearly wanted to deliver an amazing game, not an amazing number on a sheet.
I agree.
And that is so important these days. So anyway, thanks to them, thanks to Sandfall, thanks to Kepler. What a fun stream this morning. That was just awesome. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take ad out of my title.
Okay, so this video is pretty much done. But let's just talk for a few more minutes before we get up out of here. So honestly, I 100% agree. Like, I think this is like such a passion project for these devs, and I don't think they really thought it was going to blow up the way it did. And I think the community is just starving for good story games that, like, games like this that actually put the time and energy into it is just so loved by the community. Because I feel like back in the 360 era for Xbox specifically, there were so many banger story games. Like, there was the one about a guy who was like immortal and he could never die. And you use his head to roll to get to certain parts. Like it was a cool story. Like this, even Bullet Time. Like there were so many great games back in the 360 area for story, and I feel like, especially with SBots, it's just people have been starving for games. So when they create such a great immersive experience like this game, I think people are flocking to it immediately. Like, and of how well that they've optimized the game so that you don't have crashes or bugs, that many bugs that really kind of like impact the immersion level that you're in the game. You know what I mean? So like, and the game, the skills, the where you find things, the bosses, everything about this game, the story, the characters, like it's so, you could tell there was so much love and passion put into it. Even the way that they're talking, like the music specifically. There's so many banger songs in this game, like 154 for somebody who's unknown, and he's just super talented, like one of the most talented people in the industry, like in my opinion, for composers nowadays. Because like I feel like back in the day, like Halo had great composers and stuff like that, but in gaming right now, there's so many, like I feel like games that are just like lackluster in terms of music, especially during boss fights. So I can appreciate that, and like shout out to Cohh for getting on with these devs and asking so many dope questions. And like I even appreciate that he even tried to ask about the DLC, because like I know the devs aren't thinking about that right now. I'll give it another week or two, and then once everything has calmed down, I'm sure we'll hear something. Even if it's just them announcing that they're gonna do some kind of story. I doubt they don't do a DLC. This game is too good for them not to do it. Like I think that if they go around, and I'm even fine waiting. Like I said, I'm fine waiting for a Elden Ring Erdtree type of DLC if they're gonna do something like that, where it's like almost like a whole new game with that kind. Even being $50, I'm fine with that. Like as long as it's good. Like if it's like anywhere near this level, even better, I'm fine with paying for it. Like I think this game deserves all the success. I think they've put so much time and energy into it, and you could tell from the music, from the gameplay, from the story, everything in this. There's not nothing. There's certain things that I want in the game, but it's more of like this like life, just life kind of like changes that make it a little bit better in terms of like a mini map, or being able to see the enemies like weaknesses and stuff like that, so you can just see it as you be able to examine certain enemies. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this one. I'm gonna do a full-on review tomorrow, so just to let you guys know, be on the lookout for that. We're streaming tonight with New Game Plus. I'll let you guys know in the community notes when we're gonna do it. Anyways, guys, thank you for checking out this video, and give Cohh a follow and like the video, because it was dope, bro.